What is up, guys? Derek Wilcox here for Wilcox Strength Incorporated, Team Power Rack Strength, and always wearing Inzer Advanced Designs gear. This is another weekend 5x10 with 1 minute rest. As you can see, the weights are small, the pressing is hard, and I'm very out of breath once again this week. But as you can see, things get a little difficult when you're giving an all-out effort, even with the smaller weights. I'm dropping these and pressing them back up as fast as I can to get that peak eccentric force and contraction so I can stimulate hypertrophy, even with these little weights, with minimal risk and damage to my joints. At this stage in my career, and with all the joint issues I've had forever, that is an extremely valuable thing. Even from these dips, it's sped up a little bit so you can't see it quite as well, but as soon as I hit the top, I'm almost allowing myself to free fall for the top half of the descent, just like a lot of the other exercises that I'm doing. But when I do that, that velocity is up, mass is going down with the aid of gravity. That means the forces that I'm having to counter are much higher than what the actual resistance is as far as absolute load. So I'm creating my own resistance there. This helps give a lot better transfer training effect, but since the absolute load's not as high, my joints don't get beat up. The little bit of cartilage that's left in there isn't beat up as much, and I live to train another day. Now, you can see in the squats here, I'm dropping quick and countering that movement as hard as possible, just like I was talking about. But that just makes things a lot harder. I'm only using around 100 kilos here, I think a little bit more. 100, 105, which is 220 or 231. Just trying to make the most out of these lighter weights, but taking a minute rest in between these is helping my conditioning quite a bit. And as much from week to week as I feel like I get to adapt to that kind of rest period, the increased load on the following week definitely makes up for any conditioning adaptations that I was able to make the previous week. Heart is pumping, hopefully getting some good cardiovascular effects from that as well. Maybe not be quite as out of shape and slobbish as I was before. But this is the week before I went to the Highland Games that came around that Saturday, and the next training log you guys see is going to be filled with me in a big plaid skirt and throwing things around as well as I can. Now, doing 5x10 with a minute rest on these deadlifts was awful. The squats were bad enough, and I guess that compounded the effect with the sumo deadlifts, but getting super out of breath and all the loading on my hips, it was rough. This week I tried to work on getting a little bit better extension at the top and locking everything out, but fatigue set in, and I'm just trying to get through it the best I can. But until next week, get ready to see a bunch of throwing going on. Probably not in fast forward this time. So you guys take care and stay strong.